Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to a brand new video over on PrizePicks. I got my few favorite World Cup and WNBA picks in this one, guys. The World Cup is back. We had 1 day of break, but we got France versus Morocco today in the quarterfinals. Gonna be absolutely epic. But first up, do me a huge favor, drop a like on this one. Take you 2 seconds, completely free. And if we get to 30 likes in this video, I'm dropping a bonus pick in tomorrow's video. So hit that like button. Let's get rolling. Now, let's get into the recap from the day before. I'm not going to spend too much time on this, but this is one thing I will always do. The reason I started this channel is because I saw a lot of people online giving out their picks, showing a lot of their wins, but not really recapping the losses. And guys, I'm on here recapping every single day, whether we win, whether we lose, whether we draw. And speaking of win, losses, and draws, guys, that's basically exactly what happened in our slip yesterday. Davis Martin did not have a very good game. He did not go over 5 strikeouts. That was a loss. Mabry easily hit the over here, and Griner didn't end up playing, so it was kind of a win-loss draw scenario. Unfortunately, on PrizePicks, you need to go 3 for 3, or I guess in this case, 2 for 2. So we did end up missing, but guys, that's the beauty of PrizePicks. Every time you hit a slip, you're getting paid out like 2x, 3x, sometimes for the play like this, 6x, right? So you don't need to hit every single day in order to profit on that. So it's really not that big a deal. And same thing when you go for 4-man slips like this, which is what we did on the VIP. Couple misses, but then we made it back with some Underdog 2-mans. Absolutely love 2-mans on Underdog, by the way, bro. This is one thing I'll always say. If you are not playing the right app for the right slip type, you've just lost immediately. Like, these apps really are killing you guys on the margins. So if you are playing 2-mans on PrizePicks, you're going to lose because Underdog has them at 3.5x and PrizePicks has them at 3x, right? It's very simple. If you want to play 2-mans, go to Underdog Fantasy. It really does not take that much time. Greened out this 2-man in MLB, and then also greened out this 2-man in the MLB. Green. And these plays paid out 7x, right? 3.5 plus 3.5. On PrizePicks, it only would have paid out 3x each, right? So very good plays right there. Now, let's get right into the first play of the day. We're going over to REBET, and make sure you guys are locking in on REBET using code FFBAM. I'm locking in a 2-man parlay on REBET. By the way, if you're not on REBET yet, code FFBAM takes you literally 5 minutes. You guys can hop on there. They're giving you a $100 deposit bonus. And you might go, well, I've seen this with a lot of other apps before. They're going to give me a deposit bonus and it's going to be good. But, you know, it's not really going to matter for me after a little bit, right? But guys, you're basically just saying, yeah, I could take free money, but it's not really going to matter for me after I use it. Are you listening to yourself? These apps are giving you free money just to sign up. Even if you put 20 bucks in, they give you 20 bucks and you play the 40 and you make it into 80 and you pull it out. You just turned 20 of your own dollars, added 20 of their dollars, and turned it into $80. There is no reason not to lock in on an app like this, especially when REBET is giving you this deposit bonus, especially when they're in basically every single state, so you're probably good to go. And especially when I'm giving you guys 2 free months of VIP just for signing up using my code. So if you guys lock in using code FFBAM, it's the top link in the comments. You can literally scroll down to the comments right now, hit that top link. It'll take you around 3 to 5 minutes to lock in and sign up for the app. Some people have done it in literally like 1 minute. I've seen them right in front of me. Takes you literally 60 seconds to lock in. You get 2 free months of VIP and you can get a $100 deposit bonus. If you guys lock in on this, make sure to DM me the word REBET to this number and I'll ask for a screenshot of your deposit and then we'll be good to go. I'll get you on the VIP for 60 days. Now, let's get into the plays for today. We're locking in a 2-leg parlay and we're starting it off with 1 leg today, 1 leg tomorrow, and we're taking France on the money line to not just advance, but to win in regular time. So not just they will advance eventually. If it's extra time penalties, we lose. All we need is for France to win this in regular time. It's at minus 170. Absolutely love this one, guys. France have been the most dominant team in the World Cup. And if you look at what happened against Paraguay, that probably looked like their weakest game so far. But guys, Morocco look way weaker than Paraguay. This might sound crazy to some of you guys because, you know, you think of Morocco and you think a team who's been top 4, 2 World Cups straight. And yeah, they are good. They've had that ceiling, but Morocco were quietly horrible against Canada. I know a lot of people didn't really watch that Morocco versus Canada game. And I guess the stats maybe look like they're somewhat even, especially at the end. It looks like it's 3-0 in favor of Morocco. This one should easily have been at most a 1-0. At most a 1-0. Canada played an elite game here, and a team like Canada showing like they can break down Morocco, it's just horrible news when you see Morocco have to go up in the next round up against France. I feel immensely confident about this pick. France, their offense is next level, right? Paraguay's defense is better than Morocco's defense. This is just a known fact. If you know ball, you know Paraguay's low block is easily top 5 in the world, and that's not crazy to say. Paraguay being a team that France struggled against defensively, doesn't make me scared and go, well, if they can't take Paraguay down, they surely can't take Morocco down. No, no, no. Paraguay are the better defense among those two teams. Morocco are the weaker defense. Canada destroyed them in the first half. Honestly, easily should have had at least one goal here. And the only reason it looked so ridiculous here at the end, like why are Morocco winning 3-0 and why is BAM saying Canada played a better game or Canada played a good game, at least for 70, 80 minutes. Well, what happened was Morocco broke the deadlock on kind of a lucky goal. It was a very good goal, but it was completely against the run of play. Canada were the ones leading. Canada were the ones with the pressure. Canada were the ones playing the better game until then. And this just scares me, right? When Canada can beat up on a team like Morocco for half of the game, can get a lot of quality chances. Just imagine if France are generating those same quality chances. France are putting those goals away, and France's defense is not something that Morocco can easily break by as well. So I absolutely love this one. First off, take France on the money line in regular time up against Morocco. So I guess a three-way money line on -170. And then we're also pairing it up with Spain to qualify against Belgium. That's going to happen on Friday, so tomorrow. Absolutely love this one. It's paying us out plus 107, so great value on this. I think both of these plays are very, very likely to happen. So we're getting more than double up on this. Over on REBET is where I locked this one in. Like I said at the beginning, guys, if you're not on REBET yet, what are you doing? It takes you literally 3 minutes. Make sure you guys are locked in, and they're doubling your first deposit up to $100 when you use code FFBAM. Now, let's get into the plays for PrizePicks for today. We're starting off in the World Cup tab. And guys, we're locking in Mbappe to score a goal. This might sound really dumb. This might sound crazy. This might sound like, why are you taking the number one play on the popular tab? And honestly, man, I don't even care if he misses. I don't care if he hits. All that I know is that this is a profitable pick right here. This is a profitable pick. And it's going to sound dumb, right? You might go, well, if, the regular people on PrizePicks are taking it, 80,000 people are missing out on this, right? Of course it's going to miss, right? It's not that clear, right? It's not that, easy to just say that, right? Of course, Mbappe here is looking on top of the entire tournament, right? 7 goals in 5 games. And this one game where he didn't score was actually the one game where Dembele had a hat trick. It was ridiculous. And they were going up against the Norway B team. So yeah, basically their least competitive game so far. And he's had 2 goals, 1 goal, the only goal against Paraguay in the win. I don't see a world here where Mbappe doesn't score. Like, this is going at genuinely -120 to -130 on other books. So PrizePicks giving us this as a pick'em is just elite. Like, this should honestly, I'm not going to say like a regular goblin, but this should be like, I wouldn't be surprised if this turns into a goblin of like, I don't know how you say it, like the least, likely goblin, right? A goblin that maybe pays out like 2.8x or 2.9x or something like that in a 2-man. I don't know if this makes sense to you guys who take goblins. I don't really take goblins that much. But basically the point is, this being a regular slip makes no sense to me. Definitely value here is on the over. And like I just said, Morocco's defense is really not that solid, bro. Go watch that game against Canada if you don't believe me. At least watch the first half. The way Canada were playing in that game, where they were being aggressive, they were saying, nah, even though you guys are the favorites in Morocco, you guys have, I guess, the aura, I guess you guys look like definitely the favorites going into this game. You've been top 4 in the last couple of World Cups. We're not scared, right? Canada is going to go up in there and play aggressive, play their game. And they were able to do that. They were able to actually win the first half. Despite it being 0-0, Canada had the better chances. If France are able to do that against Morocco, bro, it's so over. Mbappe to score a goal here. Absolutely love this play at 80. At 0.5 goals, just go ahead and lock this one in. Additionally, if this is a close game, I don't see Mbappe getting subbed out. If there's a penalty kick, Mbappe is the one that's going to take it. There's so many benefits to taking this play. It's just very, very good. I like Mbappe here on the over at 0.5 goals. Yeah, he's not going to get subbed out unless they're up by like 3 or 4. Unless it's a guaranteed win, he's not going to get subbed out. He's one of the youngest players on their team, or well, I don't know about that actually. They've got a lot of young talent, but he's one of the most youthful players on their team. Very much has the ability to continue playing for long stretches. He's not going to, get out there and just tire out after 60 or 70 minutes. So I like this one a ton for Mbappe at 0.5 goals. Now, let's get into the WNBA picks for today. We're starting it off with Bridget Carlton right here on the over 12.5 points. This is another elite pick right here. And guys, the WNBA was actually what carried us through yesterday in our YouTube plays. So we're going to try to lock it in again. Mabry greened this, and I really felt good about Griner. I know she didn't end up playing, but the value we're getting on the WNBA picks are just elite right now. So yeah, Carlton here on the over at 12.5 points. And yeah, once the World Cup ends, bro, we're locking in a lot of WNBA. We're going to make a ton of money in the summer before NFL and football comes back. Now, Last 5 games, she's hit this in 4 out of the last 5. Looking very, very good. Not just hitting this, by the way, smashing the overs. 24 points, 20 points, 16 points. Very, very good stuff. And if you look at the minutes, it's been so consistent. Like, this is what you love to see. You don't like to see a graph where it's like 35 minutes, 20 minutes, 33 minutes, 35 minutes. You don't like to see a graph like that where it's all up and down and all over the place. This is beautiful stuff. 28.6, 28.8, 28.8, 30.7. Literally down to the decimal point of minutes, down to the second, I guess I should say, she's been getting the same amount of minutes. Of course, this was this game, but this was an overtime game, right? You can't count that. And if you just look at, here, let me make this bigger. Last 10, it's super consistent, getting between 26, or I would say 27 and 32 minutes, 31 minutes really, every single game. That's just perfect. That's what you would like to see. That means she's going to get more minutes in this game, basically guaranteed. And best part about this play, she's hit this in a lot of games this season. Even better part about this play, the other books like it. So I can like this play as much as I want, but I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to check with the billion-dollar companies. I'm going to say, DraftKings, do you like this pick? Fanatics, do you like this pick? FanDuel, do you like this pick? And if they say, yeah, we like this pick enough to be a minus 126. We like this pick enough to be a minus 130. Or in some cases, we like this pick enough to just have it at 13.5. FanDuel's got it at 13.5. Sleeper's got it at 13.5. Underdog has it at 13.5. Flip has it at 13.5, right? All of this information's coming in and we're just going, wait a minute. PrizePicks giving us an even odds play at 12.5 makes no sense. Obviously, we're hitting the over there, right? So this is just simply securing plus EV value. This is what plus EV is. I know a lot of people online, I'm sure, if you guys have been in the space for it any time, right? You see a lot of people online talking about plus EV and you might think that makes no sense. You might think, what the heck is this guy talking about? Just math nerd. It doesn't make any sense to me. When you break it down step by step and you just realize that all plus EV is looking at what the books are pricing it as and taking that as their opinion. And then you are using their opinions to make a better bet, right? DraftKings' opinion here is that this is a minus 130 pick. DraftKings think this is likely to go in the over. FanDuel's opinion is that this shouldn't even be at 12.5. This should be at 13.5. This should be 1 point higher, right? 12.5 would be a mini discount for FanDuel, right? But we're getting that even value on PrizePicks. Absolutely love to see this. And guys, the reason I'm talking 0.5s here is because it matters. If you see this play, I guess if you're watching this, a couple hours before game time and it's sitting at 13.5 and everywhere else it's sitting at 13.5 too, all the other books, then don't take it. Obviously, the value is gone. So it's super important to be able to look for this value here. And this is what happens when you sit around clicking on PrizePicks and other softwares for like several hours a day, which is, yeah, that's what I do. Now, let's get into the final play of the day. We're going over to Alicia Gray here on the under, at 24.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Last 5 games, sitting on the under very consistently. And the minutes, like I said, are very consistent. So it's not like she's going to get a ridiculous amount of minutes in this game. Super unlikely. She had a great game against Golden State. And even though this matchup isn't exactly the best to take it on the under, if you look at the season, the under's been very good. And honestly, these first 3 games are carrying these averages to look way more on the over than they actually should be. If we eliminate those first 3 games and we just say really last 10 games, or just eliminate, the first half of the season, then under at 7 of the last 10 games, averaging around 23 PRA, and this line is at 24.5. This is too high. And you guys know what I'm about to do next. I'm about to see what do the billion-dollar companies say too, right? I'm not just going to look at it myself. I'm going to look at what do they say too, right? DraftKings thinks the under here is at minus 125. Fanatics thinks it's at minus 140. Sleeper thinks it's at minus 150. So really a lot of juice on the under here. And if you even go to 23.5, right? Some apps just have it here. Flip goes, nah, 24.5, that's too high. We're just going to set the entire line at 23.5. So yeah, this makes a lot more sense to take it on the under 24.5 PRA for Gray right here. And yeah, this is Alicia Gray, not Chelsea Gray. Wow, their lines are basically identical. But it's Alicia Gray here at 24.5 PRA. We like this one on the under. Now, that's all I got for this one. Mbappe over on goals, Carlton over on points, Gray under on PRA. And yeah, we also have that France to win in the first 90. And yeah, that's all I got. I appreciate y'all watching the video. Sign up on REBET using code FFBAM. And let's make some money on the World Cup and WNBA on Thursday.